darkness, immediately night comes to mind. Or a certain absence of light. And depending on one's social or geological location, it can be considered black or evil. However, on this morning, I'd like to suggest that darkness is a state of not knowing. It's a state of error, especially when dealing with moral or religious issues. Hence, this darkness is wickedness or impurities through our suppressed emotions. Brothers and sisters, there is a darkness within our social mores, within our social environment. For example, where I'm in Atlanta, on local and state horizon, law enforcement, school boards, and church leaders are engaged in meticulous and tedious debates as it relates how to deal with issues such as gang violence, such as teen pregnancy, such as teen dropouts, and even murders. Generations upon generations have lost loved ones due to turf wars and pillaging over money. That vanity piece. That shot me, man. That got me. But street gangs such as 30 Deep are robbing and killing, recruiting our young black children, causing them to live a life of bondage, to live a life that's false, and to perpetuate black on black crime that renders our children useless. Well, I like the fact that I see a lot of youth in this church, because for me, I'm taught that youth in the church is a grown church. So if the children are a blessing from God, you have to know that there's a blessing for sinner Baptists. Amen, somebody. But these children that don't remember who they are and don't know who they are, they end up filling the pockets of the men who get richer every time one of our children, or every time one of our brothers and sisters, every time one of our mothers and fathers gets a final 10-year sentence in prison. I'd have you to recall to memory that when confronted by darkness, society in times past has turned to the sciences for help. And why not? On many occasions, the sciences have saved us. I mean, when we were in darkness of physical restrictions and material inconvenience, it was science that ushered us into the bright morning of physical and material fitness through globalization and economic stimulation. When we were in darkness to deadly diseases and obesity, it was science. That brought us to daybreak through exercise and medicine, wonder drugs and surgery. When this darkness of depression and anxiety, known as mental oppression, was so overwhelming, it was Australian neurologist Sigmund Freud who lifted the shade of confusion and despair through psychoanalytics and therapy, which we know as psychology. Thereby saving our lives, prolonging our lives, giving us more time to spend with our family and loved ones. So then how natural is it that we turn to the sciences in a day when the problems of the world appear so ghastly and deplorable? But as I always tell my congregation, in Atlanta, science can't rescue us, humankind, from every situation. I wish I could get a few witnesses in the house that know in the midnight hour when you got a migraine and you can't get to the doctor, but if I could only call on Jesus. If somebody, you were driving down the street and hit an ice slick and you couldn't say a most gracious prayer, auspicious God, but I could say Jesus. You see, even some of the greatest minds of our times are lost to this terrible darkness that's in our age. And indeed, science gave us electricity through Ben Franklin. Nonetheless, it's that same science that educates terrorist cells in weapons of mass destruction. It's that same science that produced machines that cause global warming. That same science that produced guns and designer drugs that permeates what? Death and destruction. So we as a community face a frightening and darkened reality that's in need of a liberating encounter that will not only restore hope, shine hope, and faith, but give us a light that will renew the life in our world. The gospel, or the good news, serves as that lamp or light, if you will. And most importantly, that light that bears the seal of the cross must be seen. The Bible tells us that no man, when he has lighted a candle, putteth it in a secret place. The Message Bible by Eugene Peterson says, no one lights a lamp, then hides it in a drawer. In other words, how can one receive the gospel? Receive this good news? Only to place it in a small corner where only they can benefit. Or how can you receive the gospel only to hide it in some drawer and let it lay dormant?
Come on.
The Bible, with all of its liberating power, was not designed to be hoarded, suppressed, or placed in some small corner. Nor was the gospel, with all its healing power and saving grace, designed to criticize, pick, and choose who could receive Jesus. Brothers and sisters, everywhere you look, you can see a paralyzing darkness that haunts people by day and irks them by night. Statistics informs us that more people are emotionally disturbed today than ever before. And they are this way because they cannot see. Either the room of life is so hazy because the light is dim, or the room of the world is dark because there's no light at all. A simple song yet effective says, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Now see, for me, that's the call to discipleship, because I can remember being in high school and saying, you know what, I want to go ahead and graduate so I won't become a statistic. When I was in college, I said, I'm going to go ahead and graduate so I can go back to my mama's neighborhood and say, I made it. So when I'm coming to you as a preacher, that song says, let your light shine. What happened to wanting to get your shine on for Jesus? What happened to wanting to go to church and get to church on time so I can shine for God? What happened to wanting to get your shine on? It used to be a song, excuse me for going secular mother, but Lil Troy used to have a song in Texas saying, want to be a baller, shot caller, the truly is blessed, only a baller. If we can sing it in the world, why we can't sing it in the church? Why can't we get our shine on for Jesus? I put a suit on 3-piece to look good so the young men can know that you can look good, not sell dope. Let's go.